2-1. Call me a price tag the way I'm $70. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Gates today, and only today we are going to talk about this. So this article came out today saying Sonic publisher Sega has suggested it could start charging $70 for some of its new releases. We would like to review the prices of titles that we have believe are coming to Shirei with price increases. All right. Sega CEO Aroki said this. In the global marketplace, AAA games titles for consoles have been sold at $60 for many years, but titles sold at $70 have appeared in the last few years. Sega said in a newly published English translation to the event, we would like to review the prices of titles we believe in terms of with price increases, also keeping an eye on market conditions. So, first of all, this, again, a lot of people are just assuming they just mean Sonic. They're talking about Sega in general, right?
Yeah, it's not Sonic specifically.
I think you can't blame people for that because this is Sonic publisher.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's not their fault.
The article, it shows Sonic right there, so.
Yeah, no, of course it's and to be fair, it's fair. I think it's fair to assume.
Pictures, so.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair to assume Sonic is part of that. This is confirm anything. It just means they're aware of the trend. Exactly, right? But
yeah.
Again, this debate I want to have here because doing it online is not fun. Like I don't want to do this on Twitter where people, like random people, can't hear the tone and understand what I'm trying to say and understand what people are trying to say. Because I saw a lot of takes. You know, I saw a lot of people being like, I ain't paying 70 for a Sonic game. I ain't paying 70 for games in general. Blah blah blah. This and that. This and that. This and that. So I feel like there's
it's hard because everyone has their own value of what they think their money is worth. So, I think for me, the biggest reason why there's been a lot of debate over $70 games is because games were launching at $70 and they've been more broken, more buggy, and like with less features than shit that was $60 like even like 2 years ago, right?
Right.
Like the reason why, and even I was in this boat. I'm like, I'm not gonna I don't want to pay $70 for fucking Tears of the Kingdom. It's on last gen hardware. I don't even know if it's how much bigger it is in Breath of the Wild, etc., etc. And now that the game's out and that we've had all the trailers, I'm like, yes, okay, I get it. This is a bigger game. It's more polished. It has a lot more features. I can understand $70. But then you have shit that's like Redfall on Xbox at $70 and like doesn't function. You know, like that's the problem. But see, then the money. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but then isn't because I feel like people are equating the price of the game to the quality of the game, as opposed to just inflation happening. So companies just making games $70.
That's what I think.
No, because the thing is because we have to like the people. The reason why it's $70 for some developers because the development cost. Like, Tears of the Kingdom, right? That shit costs like a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's because of inflation, though, that the prices are going up.
Well, the games are getting bigger as well.
It's like the game is getting more bigger and
no,
more
but inflation is also a thing. Again, but inflation is also a thing.
Inflation is a factor.
Inflation is like it's actually a factor, right?
Uh-huh.
But again, like it also factors on how much because like with Naughty Dog, right? They spent literally like millions, hundreds of millions on fucking games.
Right.
Of course, you gotta charge 70 for it. Because you have to make that money back. So of course you gotta like charge more.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor issues and it costed $70. But then my point is, like, for more information on the price of Sonic is look up Sonic Inflation.
I was gonna say that.
It's weird. It's also like okay, but like I don't know, because I feel like there's also subjectivity, right? Because like to me, I would have paid $70 for Sonic Frontiers.
You're a Sonic fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you're
I'll do the same thing.
I mean, I pay $100 for Tears of the Kingdom, bro.
No,
so.
Exactly.
Like, with my heart, I love Sonic so fucking much, but Sonic Frontiers is not worth $60. The amount, like,
I think that game's worth $60.
I feel like Frontiers.
No, I think Frontiers is. I
think it's worth like maybe like 50, 60, something like that.
I think Frontiers.
The problem with Frontiers is that what it does is good, but it's not polished.
Different.
It's not polished.
It's subjective as well.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
I'm thinking about if I didn't know, like if I was like seeing it for the first time, like wait, I'm wording it wrong.
Yeah.
Before it came out, if it was like 50, 60, I wouldn't fine with it. Coming back to it now, I feel like it's still kind of around there.
I don't know, man, because like
it's not like forced though. So because like I think Yes.
What helps with Frontier specifically is it is getting support
I've not seen that,
afterwards
Nini.
that is
Don't know what
free,
that is.
that is
What's
adding
going on?
stuff and fixing a lot of stuff, and it's all free, right?
Right.
I would be, if now I enjoyed the shit out of the game, but if all this DLC that we're getting for free, which I think it's great, like I'm very happy it's being done, but if they were like charging like extra money for all that, which they very easily could have, like it would have been different in my opinion.
I also think like, okay, it's like, to me, $60 is just the price of a regular game that comes out. Like like it's like that's why like I don't really sit there and be like,
Standardized pricing.
yeah, that's to me that's a standard price for like a big game, right? And it's like Sonic Frontiers, yeah, it has issues, but like that was to me that was worth a regular price game. You know, I got
I
12.
feel like you're also biased. towards
Well, no,
Sonic,
because
too.
you can argue,
biased.
you can argue you got more value out of that game than most Sonic games. Most Sonic games were like 4 hours back then, and we paid full price for them. Sonic
I feel
Generation.
like, I honestly think like past then, no Sonic game is worth 60 besides Unleash.
Okay, but that
Yeah,
means
that's
you
what
equate
it's-
games. That means you equate games by hours, but like, that's subjective. Like to me,
No, not hours, but quality.
Yeah, because Unleashed
But how-
is like one of the best qualities in this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
but
but-
it actually shows. Unleashed
but you
actually
say
has,
that
like,
now, but back
good
then people
graphics,
didn't
good,
like Unleashed.
No, they just didn't like the gameplay.
Okay, but
Y'all
Forces
say
was
love.
$40. Forces was
The gameplay
$40.
was
And
boring.
that's Forces shouldn't have been $40.
Yeah, it's like it was like it was.
But it's like,
it was
but-
But Forces is like
also-
a 2-hour game.
But you also have
Yeah,
to
especially because
understand.
Forces was 2 hours, and then it was.
No, again,
Okay,
game
but
length-
also you have to
game length
understand-
isn't everything, right? That's
No.
the also thing. You can't necessarily
Exactly.
say game length is it's about the experience, right? But again,
Uh-huh.
that's the problem. Like look at Jedi Survivor, right? That's like a huge fucking game, but
Right.
because it's an unpolished, buggy mess and has all these performance issues,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel like a good experience. It's the same with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Really good example, right? Like
Yeah.
that game, like you could tell what they were going for. The open world
Uh-huh.
is awesome. There's a lot of good ideas, but the game and the polish, it's so fucking bad that like I
Right.
like, it was painful to play through. And in retrospect,
We
I would have
all-
paid
we
$60
all
for
paid-
that
No,
game.
I'm not
paid-
talking about length. I'm not talking about length in the Sonic game. I'm not talking about that.
No,
I'm talking about the quality of the game.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
Yeah, and then-
with Sonic Unleashed, right, you can actually see how much effort they actually put into the
They
game.
put a lot of
Like,
effort into Frontiers. Are you kidding me? They
Yeah,
changed
no,
the
no, we're saying
entire.
Frontiers.
they put a
I'm
lot
saying
of
Frontiers
effort
too.
for tiers, yes, but still,
Yeah.
it's buggy. It's like,
No, it's not.
the
No,
whole bunch of pop-ins
no.
and stuff.
Frontiers issue besides the problem is not that it's buggy. The issue with the game is that
Frontiers-
that
It has
no one.
like
No,
the
it's
gameplay
not.
loop is a little bit rough.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
it's but
I
it's
mean, my
not.
only
the-
problem with Frontiers is the ending. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's not no one. But Frontiers
There
is
is bugs.
no. Sonic
bugs.
Colors Ultimate is a buggy game. This isn't a buggy game. It's
Yeah.
like it's a game where the
No, it's not buggy. It's not a buggy game. It has its bugs.
no, but
It's
okay,
like-
every game has its
it's
bugs.
jank.
You, that's
Yeah,
not.
it's a little jank.
It's not a jank. Like it's not a jank game. Like the way like you think of what a jank game is. You know, like it's. It does what it needs to do. It's fine. And
Okay,
and by
really?
the way, the only reason people think like and talk about it not being done is because Kishimoto said originally this was the plan. Before that, people were just like, "Oh yeah,
No,
I would
no,
have
no,
liked
no,
it to be
no.
different." No one
That's a
thought
lie.
it wasn't done. When we beat it, we just beat it.
Literally, everyone thought that the last two islands were like literally like rushed. Everyone thought that. Even you did.
Yeah, you could,
No,
no,
but-
you could tell they run out of
Yes.
time.
Yes,
again,
but what I'm
you-
saying
even
is-
before Kishimoto said anything, you could tell.
But what I'm saying
the
is,
core problem here though is with because here's something that games industry will never understand is that you cannot simply and this is like this goes into the $70 thing. You can't just keep funneling money into this stuff. And if you have like no plan or like no leadership, no delegation, and you rush shit out, like it doesn't matter how much money you throw at something, right? Like I mean,
Right.
that's the problem with the games are getting bigger and bigger. Games are getting more and more expensive. They're throwing all this money at it, but they're not like we're seeing it with like how the games still come out just buggier with less content. Like they just keep
Right.
throwing money at stuff, but they're not. It's not. Where's it going? It's just going up to the suits.
but also,
have-
okay, yeah, go Jojo. What you got?
I was gonna say this might be like too hot of a take, but I
Okay.
think that people need to just stop pre-ordering games.
Yes, absolutely.
I
Like,
agree.
Absolutely.
If
I agree.
$70 is too much for a game, how about you wait until if it's
Yes.
a piece of dog shit, then it will go down like half in price
I
or
agree.
more sometimes.
I agree, dude.
Just wait it out and play the game
Dude,
when it's
Sonic
like
Frontiers,
$5
yeah, dude, Sonic Frontiers was 60. Sonic Frontiers was $60 at launch, and literally a week and a half later for Boxing Day, you could get it for $40.
Yeah,
you know,
they like knew they fucked up.
like it's like I feel like some people also assume you are. It's because they're not Nintendo. Okay, Nintendo, I get it. Because Nintendo is not going to drop the price on Tears of the Kingdom. They'll have sales, but the permanent price of Tears of the Kingdom is $70. You know?
Right.
Point and simple.
But it will go on sale.
Yes, of course.
You don't want to pay 70,
Yes.
you can find it for
100%. I'm just saying that they keep like right now. If you go to a fucking Walmart, a Wii U game is still $60. You know, but you can like find them obviously for cheaper, and there'll be sales. And it's like, but I just think it's like, one, no one's making you buy the game at launch, right? Two, again, inflation is a thing. And three, also keep in mind, I feel like a price of a game says something too, you know? I feel like a lot of people, if they found out before it came out that Sonic Frontiers was $40, they would be like, ooh, is this gonna be a smaller game? Forces was $40. You know, there is a... There's a perception with price, right, that makes you think something's gonna be smaller. It's a status. It's 100% a status. Tears of the Kingdom being $70 is a status. Because you're just like, oh, fuck, like, they want to make this 70, right? Like, this has to be a big deal, you know? Because Nintendo's not making all their games 70. You know, the next Pikmin 4 is full price, but $60, it's not 70, you know?
Buff it up. With that logic, right? If someone buys a $70 game and they play, oh shit, $70, so it should be good, right? But they end up getting disappointed. Wouldn't that be the same feeling?
Yes,
like,
exactly. That's the problem. That's why Nintendo is the exception and not the rule. Out of all the 70 games that we've seen coming out, Tears of the Kingdom is the only one that feels like it was enough. Like it feels justified. Like because it was polished on release, it has a lot of stuff going on behind the hood. Like that feels justified. Because like let's go in the opposite direction, right? Hi-Fi Rush, one of the best games that came out of nowhere, was like $40. And people were like, I would have paid $60 for this because that game was such a fucking good experience, right?
Yeah.
But like the problem is, again, is that these experiences that are coming out, quote unquote, that are like $70 are far worse than like stuff that was already $60, $50, $40.
Can I?
You know?
That's why people just need to decide for themselves, like, is this game worth it for me at this price point? And if it's not, then you wait and see if it is later.
The biggest problem is, and like you said, Jojo, like, stop pre-ordering, right? Of course, that makes sense. But the biggest market, I mean, it's all marketing, because fear of missing out is the biggest.
Right.
Everyone wants to be playing a new game. They want to be doing videos. They want to be blah, 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 the new game.
Of course.
And
but
like,
then they can't complain.
If you're someone who's patient, if you're patient and you're willing to wait, you will get a better deal 90% of the time. But it's all marketing.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, like, there was a recent stat that $70 games aren't selling as well. So what's called? So they might revert on this. You know, it's all about how the market reacts.
Your money where your mouth
really
is.
Weird though, because that article, because I saw that article and I'm like, well, yeah, no shit that less people would buy a $70 game, but because it's a $70 game, they don't have to sell as many copies to make it back. So they actually said like the amount of money they were bringing in was like about the same or like higher, but they just weren't moving as many units because more people weren't buying.
Right.
But yeah, but I agree. Like I think we are going to see a decrease in sales if $70 keeps going up. If the games aren't, if the games don't feel like they're worth $70 to
because
people.
Sonic Frontiers, like to be honest, Sonic Frontiers has shown that $60 is fine. It's the best selling 3D game in the series. So it was worth $60 for people. They bought it. And they're still buying it. It's not like it launched, sold 4 million nearly now, and that's it. Like, it is showing that it's continuing to sell, which means people are continuing to not mind paying $60 for the game. So to me, it's not like the game sales have fallen off since launch. It's still selling, which shows that like $60 was fine for that game. You know? So I think. My argument is more like, I saw a lot of people being like, I'm not paying $70 for a Sonic game. Well, first of all, yes, you are. If you're talking about Sonic, you're definitely going to pay $70 for the Sonic game.
Right.
No, but
you're not going
to... If they make it to the equal of Frontiers, the quality and all that stuff, don't set for 70. Because right now, Sega has improved themselves to make a $70.
But I think they've given them. But to be fair, the game is but but we know that they have it in them now. You know, we know that they made a great.
Make this let them prove it first with an actual full game.
Okay, but you're making it sound like today they said next Sonic game is $70 and we haven't seen it.
No,
you know,
you're saying you want the next Sonic game in 2 or 3 years is gonna be 70.
I'm saying that it's not far fetched to assume that in 3 years, once we're only on next gen mostly, and most games are averaged at $70. That is just gonna be $70, you know? And it might not matter about the quality of the game. It might just be that from in 2 to 3 years from now, games are just 70.
I think that's how it's gonna be, 100%.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's the new standard.
Yeah. No one liked when iPhone started being $1,000, right? But at some point when it was the standard, you know?
Yeah, I think the problem is the problem with it being the standard now is that it doesn't feel justified.
Exactly. I agree.
And every $70 game coming out nowadays was on par of Tears of the Kingdom in terms of polish, in terms of content, in terms of.
But see why? But why though? That's not because when games were all $60, I still don't think Breath of the Wild 60 was worth.
60.
No, but what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is if you want to put monetary arguments to it, that doesn't.
Really equal it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you can't compare $60 games to each other because I think Breath of the Wild $60 is worth way more than Pikmin 3 being $60. You know?
True. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yes, Ian.
I think my boyfriend Rio wants to talk.
What's up, Rio? Rio, what you got?
No, y'all were good. Y'all were good.
What's your opinion? Give me yours. What you got?
You've been groaning the whole time, Rio.
I was groaning because you're saying that Tears of the Kingdom 70 is pinnacle or whatever, but I would say that there are games that are 60 that are way better than Tears of the Kingdom being 70. I don't think Tears of the Kingdom is a $70 fucking game.
But you haven't played. No, but
you haven't
played.
Watch.
You're crazy. No, but you're crazy. Rio, you're the exception.
Hold on.
I changed my mind.
And this is why it boils down to being subjective. For example, y'all would not pay a fucking dime for a COD game, right?
True.
But after playing Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare Cold War, if Modern Warfare 3 was 70, I would drop 70. The campaign 6.
You're fucking crazy.
It's stupid. No, holy shit. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It comes down to subjectivity, right? Because I don't think a Nintendo game. I don't think any Nintendo game should be worth 70. Simply because the Switch is such a fucking.
So you don't equate.
System.
You equate the games. You equate.
Hold on.
No, Rio. Hold up, Rio. I just think you value graphics more than gameplay.
No, wrong. No. That's not it. It's simply because if we're gonna go with the argument that how much they put into the game should equal the price, right? Did I simply think the Switch being such a weaker system, right? I feel since they don't have to put in as much work. And
to say there was not as much work in Tears of the Kingdom as a COD game is crazy. It's crazy. You're crazy.
For example, right? I think that God of War, if God of War was 70 or even 75,
it was.
Right?
It was 70. It was 70.
Was it 70?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Here we go. Then also saying that Tears of the Kingdom being the only $70 game is fucking insane.
No. He said on Switch.
Hold on.
No, I think he meant on Switch, right?
Okay,
Oh, Switch. Oh, that's right. Tears of the Kingdom is the only fucking game on this.
No, I'm saying overall.
Listen. Okay, with God of War, right? With Ragnarok, right? They had to put less work into that game because they reused all the aspects of the last game.
No, okay. Well, so did Tears of the Kingdom. So did Breath of the Wild. So did Breath of the Wild.
Let me finish. Both actual Breath of the Wild, with Tears of the Kingdom, right? They have to work on it harder. You know what have to do? They have to optimize it. Optimizing a game is way harder. It takes way more time than having a powerful system and working on that.
And see, that's where I will agree with Rio. I will agree with Rio because this is something that I said myself, and I will definitely go on with Rio said. I do think it is kind of crazy that Tears of the Kingdom, even if I think seeing the game, I can understand it more. I do think it's crazy that this is a game that is on last gen hardware only, and is still like, if this was if they were like, here's Tears of the Kingdom on our Switch 2 and on the Switch, and the Switch 2 version has XYZ and runs better, and that one's $70 and the Switch one is $60, right? I think that I could understand that, but yeah, I think it's crazy that a Switch game is $70. Even if I can understand it more for Tears of the Kingdom, I do think it's crazy that this is a last gen hardware game that is $70. Like,
I think this conversation to me proves that this price, I think, is subjective, because you have Ultima saying it's the Switch's hardware doesn't equate to $70. You have Rio saying he wouldn't pay $70 for a Nintendo game, right? And you have me saying that, like, I think that the price tag is just a variable of the industry shifting to that price rather than the quality of the game itself.
So, but I think there's one more factor involved in it as well. I think like the company itself is also a factor. Because, for example,
of course,
you and if anyone says you're fucking lying, no one would pay $70 for Undertale. Shut up. I wouldn't even pay.
That's true.
For Undertale.
That's true.
And that's why, like, you get games like for example, like if Overwatch 2 was to have dropped and been 70, people would have bought that because it's fucking Overwatch, right? And every time a COD comes out, every time an NBA comes out, every time FIFA comes out, like, people will buy that shit no matter what, right? Because the company behind it. But like if let's say like right now, Undertale was to drop right fucking now, same exact game,
definitely would. Some people definitely would.
Some people would.
Of course, but it wouldn't have.
I'll tell you, like, not that many. Like, for example,
course.
Right, let's just take like the FNAF series for example. Bro,
of course,
if the
bro.
New FNAF game was to drop and it'd be 70, ain't no way in hell.
No, of course.
I personally think there's no way. So
yeah, I mean, if Security Breach was good, people would have paid 70.
Yeah, if Security Breach is good, they would have. But yeah, like, it's like, I think it's us developers, publishers overestimate or underestimate games' initial value. That's true. I mean, but that's, to be fair, this is why I also prefer when developers experiment with price points instead of going with the industry standard, because you could just be like, okay, we'll make this game.
Rush, good example.
Yeah.
And like also like it's hard because if they say, right, they say much more work and time and blah 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 is being put into these bigger games, so that's why I need $70, right? That's like part of the reason. The problem is that it doesn't go back to the employees in any way. Like if they were like, we want $70 so we can pay our employees more and make it so they're not miserable and hire more people to work on it, I would be down. I'd be like, fuck, I'll pay $70 if it means that the people working on the games get treated better.
True.
But
that's
you know
true.
where they're going? They're fucking CEOs who treat them all like shit. It makes me really annoyed. Like.
Go white boy, go! That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Annoying.
No. And honestly, that's my biggest fucking issue too. It's because that they'll go like, oh yeah, we're 70, right? Overwatch 2 being like cosmetics, and then them pumping out like a bunch of shit, like, oh yeah, we're trying to make more money, and then put it back into the fucking game. Dude, it's so fucking bullshit. And you can tell, because like, especially with live service games, you can tell like whenever they like drop shit, right? Like the content they're putting out is like it's just fucking like dog shit.
Wait,
right?
hold up.
Nah,
Didn't
Fortnite
Nintendo give their employees like a raises?
Yes, they did give them a raise.
Like so from what I understand, from what I understand, wait, Johnny, the thing about the raises, and this is why, like, even though Nintendo is a shitty company to a lot of the fans and things, you very rarely hear about them being shitty to the employees. Like, I know we don't even hear a lot of what comes in and out of Nintendo, but overall, like, if there was, we haven't heard about big things about where Nintendo it was being shitty. Like again, the raise thing, they had to do it because it was mandatory by the government, but again, they did it, right? They also had stories of like, we wanted to delay this game, so like for Animal Crossing New Horizons, the game got delayed for the sake of the employees, and like, you don't hear stories like that much anymore from all these other AAA devs, etc., etc. Like, again, Nintendo, awful track record in some regards, but like, if I have not heard anything on the level of like Activision Blizzard or fucking EA level treatment of employees, and if I did, I know I'm wrong, but like, I haven't seen anything like that makes me say like these companies are you know, as bad or equal, blah 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 blah.
Also, to prove Ultima's point even more, this literally happened like a couple hours ago. Like, companies get money and they don't put it back into the game. For example, Overwatch 2 fucking canceled their entire PvE shit, bro. Like that's
true.
Bro.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so, no,
it's not everything.
Wait, before we get into that, I'm gonna, guys on YouTube, what do you think? Would you pay $70 for a Sonic game? Would you not? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for more.